So you want to go to Dice Throne Facebook page. Okay, so there's like a 10-second. What? You got to connect to the wireless. 5A or 2A is fine. Go up there, click on the Wi-Fi. Yep. And you want to go to 5A or 2A. Yep. Go to the Dice Throne Facebook, not the community page.
Welcome to the first four art lives. Welcome to the first.
Not yet.
Welcome to
No.
the first four.
I'm about to go live. Okay.
Welcome to the first four art live stream.
Okay, I'm gonna go live. So Jasper, no talking, right?
Okay.
Or very little talking.
Did you like how when you're on the phone, it sounds like
All right, so I'm a few minutes ahead of 11 o'clock, but I'm gonna start the live stream because I also want to share it to the community page. So I'm gonna take a moment and find the live stream on the Dice Throne page because it's public. You found it? Nice. So I have two helpers with me today. I have my lovely wife. She's going to be helping me to answer any questions or make sure questions get asked. And then my son is standing next to me too. He is also here to help. Right, Jasper?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just updating this real quick, and then I will join. Then I will kick this thing off. 1 of 4. Okay, Dice Throne community. I'm sharing it into a group. All right. So, for those of you who have never come to an Dice Throne art live stream, I'm Manny. I'm one of the people that make Dice Throne, and I get to make the art for the game, which is super fun. There are a lot of people that make Dice Throne, so it's not just me alone. Obviously, Gavin Brown, Nate Chatelier, and then there's other really amazing artists who help out as well, like Damian Mamalidi, Nick Malara. There's a new graphic designer who has been helping us out recently named Guy. He does a great job. Anyways, so I think we're all set, right? Are you? There's comments and stuff. Just you. Oh, there's Drake. Hi, Drake. Thanks for good internet at fundraisers. Nice. Drake, are you actually watching and doing this while you're at a fundraiser? Wow. Dedicated. All right. So, welcome to the first of 4 art live streams. So, this is in celebration of the fact that we hit 4,000 members on our community page. We have over 3,000 people, 3,300, I think, on the Dice Throne page. And we've had a whole bunch new this last week. The community is growing, and it is amazing. So, I decided what I wanted to do to kind of celebrate this epic cool growth. Um, so what is the art? Okay. Bruce, just a moment, please. So what I wanted to do for these art live streams is have some fun, hang out and talk, answer any questions, um, talk about some things that I can. Have my son cough in my ear. It's all good. Uh, um, so some of like today's stream is going to be Dice Throne related, but it's not going to be specifically to game art. I wanted to just kind of make some fun stuff. So first, I'm going to grab my pencil, um, and I thought it would be fun if make like a I don't know like a collage. If you're not into cartoony Dice Throne art, then you might want to go watch someone else's more serious Dice Throne art live stream. All those other ones that are out there in the world. Um, so then we're gonna have. I had an idea just kind of right before I started, right before I came out here, that I wanted to do just a collection of Dice Throne heroes hanging out. So we're gonna create like a little dock and a hill, some grass, and kind of like a little beach scene, because I want my Dice Throne heroes to be just chilling on a dock, waiting. This is like these are going to be like the cartoony kid versions of the Dice Throne heroes, so it's not going to be super like aggressive or anything like that. But and then we have I'm gonna put a little. Let's see. I don't know. First thing I want to do is I'm just gonna set this background. I wanna figure out what this is before I add heroes and stuff to it. Okay. So for those of you who are joining me fresh, the program I'm using is called Clip Studio Paint, and I draw on a Wacom Cintiq with a pen right on my monitor. So this is one of multiple tools that I use, and I really really like it. It's a great tool. So I'm gonna save Treant art for a different live stream, Joel. Yes, it's season 8 Heroes Day at the Beach, right? Um, so this is going to be more like a almost like a comic strip style. I've been drawing some of the heroes kind of real cartoony recently, and I enjoy that look, um, and it kind of harkens back to my first love of comic strip art. Yeah, Treant could be giving the shade. Good call, Drake. Uh, So, in theory, I try to just go through an entire piece over the course of this hour. We'll see how far I get today. I have kind of an ambitious visual in my head, so we'll see if I can pull off the whole thing in the time allotted. I try to only do about an hour. I find that tends to keep people's attention long enough. Uh, and I don't want these to become boring or redundant. Uh, so it's land. Yep, Jared. Oops. So now my other son joined us too, Jared. He is with us, hanging out. So it's a family event in the art studio in the backyard. So we're gonna just build a little dock. You can't really like launch a boat from this or anything because it's kind of small, but it's a fishing dock. Yes. Oh yeah, that could be true. I said the art could be low tide, which is probably the case. I could draw them fishing. I'm not gonna draw them fishing today. No. All right. So we're gonna put some little rocks. Um, I have a tendency to want to like fill the air, so I'm gonna just talk and I'll say things like the little rocks and put a little bit hill right here and um, Yes, the Treant variant. Good call. Um, so you guys, if there's a little sneak peek right up in the corner, it says Treant board. I'm not going to click on that, but if I did, you would see some cool Treant art. So that's going to be kind of a tease. Um, Maybe if Team Dice Throne decides, we can share some of that stuff in a future live stream. I can show you guys some of the other Treant art that has been being that's being produced. Happy Trees artist, yeah, yeah. Happy Tree artist. I'm not quite Bob Ross. I don't have the oil painting mastery that he does. That's for sure. All right, so there we go. We got a little dock. All right, let's add some Dice Throne heroes to this. So we're gonna delete this background. Like, oops, that's the wrong one. I don't want to delete that. I deleted it again. Good job. Okay, now I deleted the right one. Okay, so now we're back here. So now I'm gonna try to see if I can get a whole bunch of different heroes in here. What's up, Jasper?
Why is there why is there still
Yeah. So my son's asking why there's like there's a computer next to me that's showing what's happening, and then there's me, and there's about a 10-second delay between what I'm doing or saying and then what you guys see online. So educating about live stream stuff. Okay. All right. So let's add some Dice Throne heroes to this. We're 6 minutes in. Okay. 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 We're gonna have. I think we're gonna have an axe right here, and then I think this is gonna be my barb out here at the end of the dock. I already did the dwarf. Yeah, there's a little rock right down here. That right there, that's the top of the dwarf's head. Right there. And here's another dwarf right here. He's buried in the water because of the low tide. Even the low tide is too much water for a dwarf. It's just a hard reality that Drake has to face is that dwarfs just they can't stand up under low tide. My sons like jokes at your expense, Drake. Hey, I'm the drawer, so I can draw whoever I want
you
whenever I
can
want.
draw Maniac Fireball first if you wanted.
I could draw Maniac Fireball. It is definitely not. All the what? All the drowned dwarves. Yeah.
Because you cannot draw it. What if someone emptied the sea?
All right. So, all right. That's probably good enough for a little sketch there. Is that? That's good. He's hanging out here at the end of the dock. I can always move him over to the other side. That way, it actually looks like he's standing on the dock instead of like standing off of the dock. And we might have to shrink him down a little bit, I think, in order to get, you know, 14 heroes on here. If I could even get 14 heroes on here.
14?
Yeah.
You should the Pyromancer? Why the Pyro Fire guy?
So we're gonna put.
Pyromancer.
So we're gonna put the artificer over here playing with his little robots in the sand. This is homeschool art class. Yes. Nah, he's just. This is the artificer just playing on the beach with his little robots. All right, let's see here. So, little artificer, he's gonna be playing. Um, we can have someone else build a sandcastle. I think the artificer will be fine. Just like hanging out here, building his, just playing with his buddy, playing by himself. That's what the artificer does. He just plays by himself over here, and he's not a team player. Good old Artie. And I think we're gonna make a little fire here. Just a tiny fire, a little bitty fire. And the pyro is gonna be so pumped. She made a little tiny fire right here. Her hair's like standing up on end because she's so excited. Ah ha ha! I'm imagining her like little cackle. Her like I have created fire, says the pyromancer. All right, that's three. Let's see if we can keep going. Uh, I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to start shrinking these down even smaller, little kid drawings, or like tuck them in behind. They're gonna. Well, yeah, they're definitely gonna have to start overlapping pretty soon, I think. And we're gonna have the moon elf looking pensively out over the ocean.
Shooting, shooting your arrow at the star.
He's trying to Actually, he's playing with his heal bot. That's his little buddy. That's his little buddy. The artificer needs a friend. Good old moon elf and barbarian out here at the front of the.
Barber.
Hey,
Where's the moon elf's head?
her head's right there.
I can't see it.
It's okay. You need to just be patient. Um, so let's. The paladin's gonna be waiting in the water, full armor. He has faith that he won't sink. Yep. Yeah, I'll have. I could definitely hide the shadow thief under the dock. That would be a lot of fun. Who said that? Hi, Chris. Bruce. Oh, Bruce. Sorry, I'm not. I'm actively trying to not look at the actual screen and just. Would Shadow Thief go to beach day? I think he might. I think we can have him hiding right underneath here, like the. Yes, he's Paladin's trying to get the dwarves safe.
We already got 2 likes.
Did I get some likes, Jared?
I saw 2 likes going.
Oh yeah, we're getting some
3 likes.
likes. All right, Shadow Thief is playing in the water, but underneath the dock. There you go. Underneath the dock where he belongs. Get out of here, Shadow Thief. All right. All right, so we got Pyro. Let's get. All right, we need Miss Holy Presence. She's just gonna be back here. So the Seraph is my son Jared's favorite character to play. He is a master at the Seraph. He's a self-proclaimed master at the Seraph. I can't really argue with it. He's pretty. He just does a great job.
What is that? That looks like an evil. Is she flying?
Maybe she does have wings. So
Daddy,
what, Jasper?
you should. One time you should show my brother's evil baby doll fighting against that.
Mm-hmm.
He's a goblin. He's a giant evil fire engine.
So you guys can probably hear my children talking in the background. So we get some little wings in here. Doop, 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 doop. So there we go. There's her. Put the Seraph back there. Okay, that's one. That's seven. Seven in. I'm halfway. If you want to see the saber-tooth tiger out here in the water, tigers like the water. All
Yeah,
right.
tigers do. They go swimming, but they go in backwards so they don't get water in their eyes. Saber-tooth tigers are extinct. That's true.
Yes, they are, Jared. Saber-tooth tiger.
Says the hunters.
No, this is not the huntress. Curse Pirate needs to be out in a little ship. She probably does, actually. Yeah. She probably does need an umbrella. Good call. Yes, vampire. If she's even gonna appear here, her and the Shadow Thief could just be hanging out into the dock, playing backgammon or something like that.
They could be playing chess. What's that?
And this is the tactician. He's got his little bomber airplane. Yes, there probably should be some sound effects. So this this feels super awkward. drawing drawing all these little guys. There you go. There's the tactician. He's racing his airplane down the dock. And I do agree. I think probably vampire has to be just tucked under a.
An umbrella. Of course.
Could be a beach umbrella. Could be a big umbrella.
Like this. See the umbrella?
No, she's just hanging out under the umbrella. She can kind of levitate too, so maybe we have her up off the ground just a little bit. That works. So both my kids have colds, and they're standing around me, coughing and sneezing and hacking, and it's uh, it's quite enjoyable. Kids just coughing all around you. So there you go. She can kind of float a little bit right above the. There you go. I think the Vampire Lord shirt is the one my son wears the most. And so that probably makes good sense that she's chilling with her umbrella. The tactician. We got the artificer.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 heroes.
Okay, so I think we need the samurai. Just
Nine.
kind of. I love the whispering. My family's trying to be really quiet behind me, and just kind of a whisper, 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 whisper.
Okay, I'm whispering. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Whisper, whisper.
Yeah, Jared.
Are these the same guy, but this just leveled up.
No, leveled up the samurai. So you think the samurai levels up into the paladin? I don't think samurais would like that very much if they had to level up into the samurai or into a paladin.
No. You did use like the knife like what if it came from a wooden sword? Sorry.
All right, so he's just sitting on the beach enjoying himself. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have four left.
Yeah, I think you're gonna need to shrink them.
You think so? I don't think I can get four more in here.
You should try the cursed pirate out there on a boat.
All right, so she gets a little boat.
Oh, Jessica says she wants to see the female heroes in big fancy princess dresses.
Yeah, you want? So I should do Disney princess versions of all the heroes. I like it. And princes? Maybe.
They're all kind of dressed up for it.
They are pretty gussied up and ready for, war.
Even at the beach when nothing seems wrong.
Yes, even at the beach where nothing seems wrong.
Are you drawn now?
This is the cursed pirate out here on the water
Nice.
in her little boat. She's going to have a little flag. There will be a skull on it, Jared. Don't worry. Right now, I'm just trying to loosely draw them all in so I can see if I can fit. I'm is
Most of this were done.
when does the poster go for sale in the DT shop? Well, I'm making it big enough so in case I like it, we can make it into a poster for sure.
We want it, don't we?
Let's see here. Who else do we got? We got Gunslinger.
No.
Oh, I need a monk. Where's my monk? Oh, I think the monk needs to be the one standing on this pole out here. Sorry, Moon Elf, you have to move. She can be pensively standing somewhere else. I don't know where she goes. We'll figure that out later. I don't know where the Moon Elf goes. Because I think nah, she can have that spot.
It'll be a different tree trunk on the.
She can have that spot. Maybe the barbarian has to move.
Then what if you drew a stump?
I think the barbarian maybe he has to move. I liked him being right up the front. I don't even know. What do I do? Very Karate Kid style needs to be on the post. He totally does.
What if you drew a tree stump?
Um,
Real quick. What if you
actually, I'm gonna delete the barbarian because I think the monk needs to be out here. Oh, he's coming back. I mean,
You're going to ride him?
so a nice little monk stance on the post. Yep, I think that works there. The two of them can be the lookouts on the edge of the post.
Because he has his eyes closed.
That's because he's looking out for his inner self. I have no idea. And then we're gonna move both of these, I think, out here a little bit closer to the dock edge because I want the tactician careening off the edge of that dock like a crazy man. Because he is crazy. If you think about him in the game, the dude's absolutely bananas. Like he's totally bananas. The tactician, he's bananas crazy. He's got tanks, bomber planes, mortar cannons, troops. Who brings troops a duel? Apparently,
Yeah, you should make him try to save the dwarves.
try to save the dwarf. No, Drake knows there's a dwarf right down here in the water. He just knows. can, but I have a.
The moon elf on the moon. Someone said
The barb's driving in, diving in. The barbarian's diving in.
I can see the barb splashing someone, doing like a cannonball.
Oh, cannonball off the dock.
You could do a cannonball if I shrink the whole thing down a little bit and pull it back here. That gives us some more room for water play.
It is beach.
It is beach day. I think the barb can be jumping off the edge of the dock. Cannon barb.
Barbarian thing to do. Pretty
A cannon barb. Like a belly barb. I think he could be doing a belly flop.
where's his axe?
He doesn't need an axe when he's about to do a belly flop into the.
You don't bring your knives to a belly. They rust.
No, barbarian metal don't rust. In your picture, barbarian metal isn't metal. It's half of
There we go. That's my barb doing a belly flop off the edge of the.
the dock. I like how you drew the barb with lots of hair and you don't have any.
Well, I'm not actually the barbarian, Jasper. It's a true statement. I don't have any hair. I have some, but the barb is my spirit fighter thing.
Eddie, I think the cursed pirate should know.
Is she gonna get splashed by the barb,
Or get sunk.
or maybe she needs to be out a little bit. She needs to set sail a little further out. She's a loner. She turns into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I got 2 left. I got a huntress
No.
and a gunslinger.
What if her cat was playing fetch?
How many people? There's 16 people watching. No rust in the DT universe. That is true, actually. There's need a chicken fight. Yeah, that's a chicken fight would be nice. But I think we're gonna take old kitty cat, have her out here.
Chasing a disc.
Oh, our neighbors are walking up to the door. If so, our neighbors are coming over right now,
It's not the best time.
and tree and Easter egg. The tree and Easter egg is the stump right there, Dave. This stump was made out of the tree ant's arm. That's the Easter egg.
Maybe the tree just holding up the dock.
The tree. This is the tree ant. Tree ant has sacrificed himself so that he can be. He can give them what they want, which is playtime out in the. All right, so there's the saber tooth.
He's trying them all as little kids. He's trying them all as little cartoony kid versions.
So then we're gonna have the huntress hanging out with her kitty cat in the water. All right, I'm gonna have to turn this computer so I can see it because my wife just had to ditch. East Coast pyro in the house. Nice. Horrific. Yes, Dave, it is horrific. But the treant is sacrificial. He gives up himself so that others may have trees and wood. This is a lot more exhaustive than I thought it would be.
Like, what if there was some.
All right, we got. I think we maybe. I don't know. We can have. Let's have the gunslinger right here hanging out.
Shooting water.
All right. Nearest tail. Yes, her little tail is sticking over and gain 4 saplings. Build a dock. Um, I think we got like rootin' tootin' cowgirl here. And maybe what she's doing is she's got some squirt guns. Little. I like it. I like the squirt guns. That's nice. And she's also like having a good old time on the beach. Rootin' tootin', gun slinging cowgirl. All right. So now shooting water at the tactician's plane. That's actually that would be pretty good.
Slayer squirting water at the tactician's plane. It's good.
So for all of you who want the tree ant in here, here's a stick in Nira's mouth. Okay, so now I'm gonna hide that. Now I want to ink these guys. Hopefully this should go a little faster.
Shoot the gunslinger.
Yeah, she's right there. Right there. She's shooting her guns.
Nice.
Alright, so here we go. Alright, let's ink these real quick.
She wants it as a shirt.
A shirt. It would be kind of fun. I've seen different. It's gonna be to make a great shirt. Cough, cough, hint, hint. You're not very subtle, Drake. So I don't know. I don't know if I'll actually finish this whole one. This is probably me biting off more than I can chew in an hour today. Um, oh well, that's fine. If it takes if it takes more time, it takes more time. So now I'm going through, and now I'm going to ink the little characters. It's kind of interesting trying to remember all the little like armor bits and things. Like when you're drawing them in little cartoon form like this, there's little nuances that I'm trying to remember. Like the bring up my reference guide. There's not a lot of reference guides actually. It's just the drawings themselves.
Mats. Group mats.
My group mats. Yeah. I like that the paladin's out wading in the water. Full armor. Like a goofball. Got. Alright. So getting some inks. Yep, my boys are now out in the backyard playing. They were thoroughly enjoying watching, but they needed to go outside for a little while. Alright, so we got Mr. Shadow Thief under the dock. Playing in the shadows.
Pally said, Phil says, love stalking as we can see your work. My favorite Dyson characters. You awesome, Pally.
Thanks, Philip.
The artificer has some WD-40 for the Pally when he gets out.
Paladin's going to need a lot of WD 40 after this one, I think. So yeah, this has been it's been really interesting. I haven't done many live streams recently because there's we're doing so much related to the season three recently, and it was nice that we actually finally got to show season three at Dice Throne Con. I know a handful of people got to play it at that. I have since been able to take it a few different places to have people playtest. Next week, I will be in Portland at GameStorm. So if you happen to be in Portland or you happen to be going to GameStorm, I am going to bring the season three co-op with me so that people can try it out.
Shadow Thief always rocking the cool hairdo.
Shadow Thief always rocking a cool hairdo. It's true. Um, so if you happen to be going to GameStorm next week, if you know what that is, it's a very it's I don't want to say small. I mean, I think there's 2 or 3 thousand people that go to it, so it's by no means tiny. But at the same time, it's not Gen Con. So, but there will be I will have a handful of play sessions that I get to just do whatever I want. So I'm gonna be bringing season three, and then I'll have the Trient and the Ninja with me as well, so people can play test them as well. So if you happen to be there, come find me. I look forward to hanging out. So, but back on the initial topic, it's been interesting because season three is it's a lot. It's a lot of work. And for those of you who don't know, season three is a co-op. We are creating a co-op version of Dice Throne where you're going to be able to play any and all of the heroes, basically. Well, not all of them at once, but any of the heroes in a co-op, exploring the world and finding and trying to defeat the Mad King. And so, and for those of you who don't know, this is it's really Nate's baby. He a long time ago, he brought up the fact that he really wanted to make a co-op, and so ever since then he's been slowly picking away at it. He's had a lot of ideas, and so it's cool to see the co-op come together, and it's cool to see his vision come together in the co-op. So if you like the co-op, if you like the idea of the co-op, it's very good. It'll be very exciting, and I think it'll create a lot of new variability within the Dice Throne world. Because now not only can you duel, but you're going to be able to fight with your friends against the Mad King in his world. So it's pretty cool. It's a neat.
Bruce says how quick and smooth your lines. I'm jealous.
Bruce, it takes a long time. Like I feel like I feel like it's been a long time coming to start feeling confident in my line work. Part of that is I don't care as much as I used to, and that's maybe an odd thing to say, but like I don't need my lines to be perfect anymore. Like I did years ago when I would draw, always had kind of this idea in my head that my lines had to be this perfect shape and they had to represent perfection. And so I have since kind of abandoned that and I let them just kind of flow. And that's actually helped quite a bit. It makes the art more fluid. The uh, it makes the expectation on myself less. Like, and I'm okay with some slightly sloppy lines. I think is ultimately what happens. But honestly, through lots and lots of practice as well, you just get more and more comfortable with line work, and that definitely helps. I know 10 years ago I was nowhere near as confident in the lines that I was drawing as I am now. And that doesn't mean my art or lines are perfect or anything. I feel more comfortable.
Is the miniature add-on going to include all the chimps? If there's miniature add-on.
So, so Bruce, you're asking about the miniature add-ons going to include all the champions. Yes, yes. The plan is that the miniatures will have that we will have all available heroes will have their own little miniatures. So for you who don't know, we're planning miniatures for the co-op campaign, and they are an add-on. We were very careful. We wanted to make sure people didn't feel like it was a requirement. Yeah, we just didn't want people to feel like they had to buy them. So we got a little plane. I do kind of want to do little sound effects while I'm drawing. Bomber plane. Tactician having fun bombing people.
But now we need miniatures for the beach heroes.
Need miniatures for the beach heroes? I don't. Um, and just learning about the AI system for how the bad guys fight really opens the doors. Yeah, actually, that was it's a brilliant mechanic that Nate has created to have for the AI system within the game. It's very impressive how smart the game is. Nate is a talented designer and programmer, and so it's very cool watching that, having watched, be able to watch that come together over time. He's what? His ears really big? They're all really big. They all got giant ears, except for the Shadow Thief. He's got tiny, wussy ears. Poor Shadow Thief. There's no poor Shadow Thief. Yeah, I don't think I'm. This might be the first piece I don't actually finish. I think I way bit off more than I could chew with thinking that I could do this one in an hour. I think this might take an hour and a half or 2 hours to get done.
Do your second live stream. Finish it.
Nah. I could finish this with the second live stream, but that would be next week sometime. That wouldn't be as much fun because we're all about wanting to see new things, right? At least I am.
Now see if you did a Dice Up Junior. You could just use all these characters.
A Dice Throne Junior. That would be kind of fun. Squirt, squirt, says the.
Do we have an ETA on the Kickstarter Season 3 launch?
So season three Kickstarter. That's a great question. When will it be? We have told people that our goal time frame is May. So right now, that's all the more we know, and mainly it's just we want to make sure that it's good. I think it's if you're gonna make a co-op in this world of board games right now, there's a lot of really amazing games out there. And while I know we all feel very confident in the co-op at the moment, um, I know Gavin really wants it to be an amazing game, and obviously Nate totally wants it to be an amazing game, and I do too. So I think we want to make sure that if there's any reason to hold it back, that we're very aware of that. It'd be better we wait and make the most amazing season three rather than force it out. But the goal is still May currently. Our objective hasn't changed when it comes to May.
Let's see.
And so, and then one of the other things to think about with the Kickstarter is miniatures are just inherently they're expensive and they take more time to develop. Just as a general statement, miniatures can wreck a campaign if you are not if you're not being smart about miniature development and how they're assembled and how many paint stations if you were to like paint them, or if you like the number of pieces that go together is a huge issue. So factories evaluate everything based on those. It's like so like how many people have to touch your miniature in order to finish it, and if it's too many, then your price just goes through the roof. there's also minimum order quantities for miniatures, which can be really exhaustive. Like you might have to order 10,000 of something in order for it to be financially viable. And so then we have to ask ourselves, are there 10,000 people that are going to want to add on miniatures? That's a big number. It's a big question. Um, I think within our primary community, there's probably a lot of people that would love to have miniatures. Um, but we just have to be very careful because miniatures can literally break campaigns. They can break um, products. So
Joel Smart says I can see some Calvin and Hobbes style.
yeah, Joel Calvin and Hobbes was the Calvin Hobbes wasn't the origin of my art story. Peanuts actually was. Charles Schultz. When I was in third grade, I knew that I wanted to be a cartoonist and make the like Sunday funny comic strips. Um, and interestingly enough, as I started to explore that as an artist, I mean, obviously I was pretty young when I made the decision. I'm going to be an artist, and so there was a whole lot to learn in that process. But comic books actually came along when I was 15. I saw my first Jim Lee X-Men comic, and it was this double-page spread of Storm flying at the camera or at the viewer with like spaceships and all kinds of other things flying at you. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to make comic strips anymore. I want to make comic books. And I actually think that kind of hurt me as an artist because I then started trying to become something that I really wasn't. I started trying to become this Jim Lee style comic book artist. And hindsight's 2020. I can look back and say, man, I should have. But I learned a lot, and I do love comic books. It's my favorite medium to tell stories. It's my favorite place to draw. I mean, I love comic books. I want to make comic books every day. Like, I love comic books way more than I love, just about any other type of art or storytelling medium. And so it's sometimes sad for me because I feel like I have all these comic book stories I want to tell, Dice Throne included. And when you have all these things burbling up inside you, and the world of comic books doesn't necessarily, there's not a lot of money to be made in comic books, if I'm being honest. And so it's hard when you want to draw something, when you want to work in a medium, yet you can feel it that the that industry is just it's hard to pay your bills, especially if, like me, what you like to do is draw and tell your own stories. And I do. I'm kind of I don't know. I guess I'm kind of indie that way. I guess I don't really feel like I'm indie, but at the same time, I really prefer telling my own stories. Okay, so we got a bunch of inks here so far, and we only got like 10 minutes left in my stream, so maybe I'm maybe continue this all the way until I finish inks, and then I'll probably call it done for today.
Vernon says minis killed Court of the Dead.
Yeah, the Court of the Dead minis. Who said that? So Ryan Hoover, or Hover, sorry, Ryan. Um, yeah, I was watching that happen as well. It did not. It didn't treat them well. They didn't. I don't know the full story. I don't know how it played out, but I do know that it was problematic for them. Caused a lot of problems. So obviously, we want to be really careful with miniatures. Um, we don't want we don't want miniatures to be the thing that wrecks a campaign for us or causes issues or um, you know Dice Throne is more than miniatures. So if we're gonna add them, we want to make sure we do it right.
Drake says Stretch will send them to you to paint. And then he's like, bad idea, sorry.
Stretch goals to have me paint your miniatures.
Minis.
Send your minis to Manny to hand paint them. I'm going to tell you right now, I am not the guy you want to hand paint your miniatures. I can paint miniatures, but I'm not the guy. Like there's like I have a friend Jaden who lives in Washington State here. He is a competitive painter. He's an amazing painter, and if I was going to hire someone, I would hire him because he's amazing. I don't think he even takes commissions anymore because he just focuses on like competitive painting. And there's Kitty Cat.
Moon Elf looks amazing. Joel Smart's in that.
The Moon Elf is cool. I like the Moon Elf.
25 years from now, people are going to run across issue 0 and 1 and then spend the rest of their life looking for the rest.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that issue one became what it was. Um, because the truth is I I thought for sure that there would be an entire comic arc and that it would totally work and that people would that there was enough of a fan base within the community. And I think the truth is I was a little premature in developing that. And I learned a lot of things actually in running that campaign that helps me as I move forward. So I mean, although it's always tough when something fails, or doesn't fund or doesn't succeed or whatever, but at the same time I feel like there's lessons to be learned in all cases. So I'm okay with lessons learned. It has opened up other ideas, narratively within the Dice Throne world. So I'm excited by the fact that what my my wife is laughing at the huntress and where she's swimming next to her kitty. It seems like she's like sharking her way to the. Actually, if I put her little hand up like this, yeah, if I could, that sounds really good. Actually, I could like she's trying to like secretly grab. She's like she's gonna like try to grab the pirate's little boat. I like it. That's what. Yay! So yeah. So anyway, so comic books actually was not my first objective, and so I spent many years kind of trying to make comic books. I like to say things like, "Oh, I spent 10 years trying to get into the comic book industry," and while I did spend quite a bit of time making effort. Um, when opportunities would present themselves, I wasn't super receptive of them. And part of the problem is I just didn't enjoy drawing comic books, other people's comic books. And so, like, I remember I took on a submission or I talked with someone at Marvel, and they wanted me to draw some sample pages. And so I took on this task, and they sent me the script, and the script was a Black Widow script. And panel one was Black Widow is sitting inside a helicopter with a whole bunch of like tactical like officers in decked out gear, and you can see all of their equipment, and it's nighttime, and and uh and so and I remember I read this script, and I was like, oh my goodness, what's panel two? And so then I read panel two, and panel two was like this super intense. Like now, all of them have jumped out of the window, and then uh, they've all jumped out of the window and or out of the airplane, and and now we're following all of them down, and we can see the city below. And I just remember thinking, this writer has no idea. Like you're asking an artist to draw all this stuff. Like this is super intense. Like how am I going to draw all this stuff in like a comic panel? And I think it was then that I kind of realized that I'm just not the guy. Like maybe someday I could work for a Marvel or a DC or something like that. But I think right now in my life I don't think that's me. And so anyways, it was kind of a eye-opening experience for me cuz I just realized I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can be that guy drawing like cityscapes and like vistas, and but in every single panel all the time. I don't know. It was intense. So
Drake says, "What? The current artists at Marvel don't even give that detail."
yeah, I mean, really, artists who work for Marvel and DC, they get to have, once you're in the door, there tends to be more freedom. They tend to be able to get kind of do things they want to do. So there's the submission process in any company. Like if you're going to apply for a job, if you're going to try to prove to people that you can do a job, they're going to put you through the ringer. And so probably they weeded me out accordingly. The truth is, because I probably wasn't fit for their company. And I think again in hindsight, that's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. And I think maybe there's a day where I could come back to that and really enjoy. Like occasionally I do fan art, and I enjoy fan art. I mean, I love Spider-Man. I'm right there with everyone else. I wanna see the new Spider-Man movie. I wanna watch, and I wanna go see Endgame in a couple weeks when it comes out. But at the same time, I I'm not always the guy who wants to go draw those their stuff, and I think that's okay. And I think that's I find a lot more enjoyment out of making my own work. But there are many people I know who work professionally for Marvel and DC, and they love it. They absolutely love it. So it's definitely not a slight against anybody who makes work like that. I think for myself, I've just learned that I don't know that that's who I am. Mr. Artificer Man.
Skull and crossbones on the pirate flag
Oh,
represent the ghost side.
right. We need some skull and crossbones on there.
Strange. Jared would have been disappointed if you hadn't done that.
There we go. We got some skull. There we go. Skull and crossbones. Okay, and we got Mr. Got the heel bot hanging out in the sand. So making dice drones been a really interesting experience because it's really the first time I've gotten to work on anything that I have a part ownership in, right? So I mean, Gavin, Nate, and
Sorry, it didn't drop you. Did you set it up for a certain amount of time or anything?
I don't think so.
It's probably fine.
I don't know.
Still
Can
it's still
people?
updating.
Oh, it's still updating. Okay,
Sorry.
I'm being questioned on what's going on.
Never mind. Sorry.
Bruce, there's a piece of Doctor Strange fan art sitting in my Facebook page somewhere. So I'll have to see if I can scrounge it up and find it for you. I really like Doctor Strange. I think he's super fun. So so I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies, and the truth is, probably the best superhero movie I've seen recently was Spider Verse, and that just came out on DVD last week, and I totally didn't get it yet. I haven't honestly I haven't bought a movie in DVD in a long, long time. I don't think I have. That's fascinating. Yeah, since the local stores kind of stopped, since video stores died, I haven't really done. I haven't done the whole walk the wall thing. I don't know if you guys. I used to work at Blockbuster Video, and I really liked working at Blockbuster Video because of the movies. I didn't like working at Blockbuster Video for the purposes of working at Blockbuster Video, but um, I actually did enjoy the movie selection, and you got to watch early movies. Um, Spider Verse is so good. It is a true statement. Uh, and I think one of my favorite parts of working at Blockbuster Video was I would get to set the wall, and that was like the coolest thing. I would get boxes and boxes of movies, and then I had to walk around and put them all out. And there was something really cathartic about um, setting movies in a repeating pattern on a wall. It was very cathartic to just walk around the wall, seeing these repeating patterns. And I get to do that with Dice Throne a little bit, where I have the product sitting in my studio, and so I get to do this thing where I can create a little pattern of season two and season three and games, and it's kind of nice. Oh, Samurai, you're so serious. All right, we're coming up on an hour here, so I think I'm gonna. Let's see, what do I got? I still got one, two, three, four inks left. I'm gonna finish the inks, and then I'm gonna call it a day for this one. So, for any of you who have followed me in the past, I normally finish the entire piece in an hour, and so this feels really awkward for me. But I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying what I'm drawing. So there's that.
You do one of those fast-paced recordings of your coloring.
Um, so yeah, I will obviously once I finish this back up again, I'll make sure to post finished colors for you guys once it's all finished. Um, but yeah, I don't normally draw 14 characters in an hour either, so maybe that's part of my problem. Um, but yeah, we'll finish up the inks. That way, you guys can at least get a visual of what it looks like when it's fully inked here.
Joe says, yes, finish the eggs.
I mean, I don't mind spending more than an hour. I just know that for some people, an hour of this is more than they can bear.
Watch you draw all day.
So, um,
Maybe someone wants to see a golem drawn in your art style sometime.
someone wants to, if you do a free draw, I would love to see
A golem.
a golem in her son. Cool. Pascal, you're welcome. I'm happy to make art. I enjoy it. It's super fun. Um, so let's get Samurai Black Pants. He's got black pants on. So it's always fun. I really enjoy this kiddish style. Um, a lot of you guys mainly see my Dice Throne art, but I really enjoy making all ages comic books and graphic novels and stuff. And so I have a line of books. I think three or four now. Fish tank books. Um, so but anyway, so I my favorite thing really is making all ages graphic novels. I love. There's a character I created a few years ago called Victoria Junior, and she's probably my favorite hero character. And she was actually she was created because at the time my wife and I were contemplating adopting, and I think at the time I was super nervous or kind of scared of the idea of adopting, and so I drew a book about a little girl being adopted, and I think it kind of helped me express how I felt a little bit about it, but at the same time, um, it ended up being this cute little girl that I really like. I like telling stories with her, and so hopefully I will get to continue doing that in the future, um, but not right now. Um, the sad part is like I mentioned earlier, making books like that just doesn't pay very well. In fact, it pays nearly nothing. Oh, look at that epic flame. Pyro's burning it up. Okay, and we got Miss Vampire Lord, and then the Seraph, and then we can be done for today. So let's. I want to be able to see under here better. She's got those big pointy ears too. Her little vampire beady eyes. Um, for some reason, I really like monsters. It's permeates all of my books, all of my personal books. It permeates all of my comic book stuff. Uh, I don't know why. It's like it's one of my favorite things. It's just telling stories with monsters.
Which of these 14 heroes do you enjoy drawing the most?
Which one of these 14 heroes do I enjoy drawing the most? Actually, the Cursed Pirate. The Cursed Pirate is my favorite hero to make art and draw for. Um, fun fact: a bunch of the art on her hero board was co-produced by one of my friends, Nick Millara, and that was it was very fun to work together with him. He was gracious enough to help at a time when I needed a little bit of extra help on Dice Throne production. So some of the art on those cards and abilities is not fully mine, which is kind of fun.
Victoria needs an unofficial hero board that can be played with other dice heroes.
Victoria needs her own board. I'm not sure that she would fight people. Um,
She's tough then.
she would hug them, is what she would do. She would definitely hug it out. That is true. Um, she's a sweetheart of a character.
How does the art collab work? Would you do separate pieces or would you send them off to him and he would add them? Or how does it work?
So when I collaborated specifically with Nick, he's like I said, he's a friend of mine. He lives in Spokane, and so I gave him uh, a little bit of direction, but mainly I just sent him the board abilities and what they are, and then I said, do your best, express what heave ho or avast or walk the plank or you know that kind of stuff. I just basically like, hey, just come up with what you think that looks like or feels like. Um, and then sometimes his ink work matched just dead on. It was just like a perfect representation of the Dice Throne look. And then sometimes I would go in and do a few fixes, or I would sometimes we would keep his inks, but I would go through and change some of his color work because sometimes he wouldn't glow it up quite enough, which really wasn't that big a deal. But there's a I've noticed a lot of artists won't use the glow stuff quite as much as I do, and that isn't default. It's just it's hard for a lot of people to do that. Um, it's just something I do a lot of in my work. So we got Miss 80s hair here. Her big bangs. She's so serious. No smirks.
Not smart, just a subtle.
Oh, I thought you said smirks.
You would prefer smart.
You might give the shadow thing
Joel
a
says,
smirk.
I love the dice room glow.
Yeah, I,
Little mini glow.
I love the Dice Throne glow too. It's just, it's, it's one of my favorite parts actually. When I get to that stage, it's one of my favorite things is I get to glow the art. It's 12:10. All right, I'm almost done, and then my son Jasper and I are gonna go play Dice Throne at a local game shop. The game shop is in the Spokane Valley. If any of you guys are, I actually don't remember the name of it. Uh, I don't remember what the name of the store is I'm going to. Um, but like Jessica, if you're free today and you want to go play Dice Throne, come join us. Um, or message me and I'll try to help you figure out where it's actually located. Or I can try to post a link to it or whatever. Um,
Come play at downtown Hallett's Chocolates, Jessica says.
come play at Hallett's. So she must be at work today.
Who will you guys play in your first 1v1?
Who will we play today? Um, I actually don't know who we will play today. Jasper, who are you going to play in your first game today?
Let me think. I have to think about
Okay. All right. We are just about done with the inks for today. Sorry this didn't go as quickly as I had hoped today. I definitely had it in my mind that drawing 14 little cartoony things would be fast and easy. Um, but I underestimated. Um, and I think I felt like I took my time today more than I normally do. So that's good. Slowing down a little.
it. I like the
Come
fact
play
that
in
he's
Dublin,
going to.
Ireland.
I'm playing Dublin, Ireland.
I want to do that. Heck, let's go do that.
I will. I'm on my way.
Alright.
Um, so there you go, guys. There is the 14 hero kids playing at the beach.
Where is the
Bonjour.
Daddy?
Quebec in French.
Yes, I hear Quebec is fun.
Hey, why is she like down to her eyes in the water?
She's sneaking up. So the huntress is sneaking up on the pirate's boat. She's gonna try to tip her over.
And then it looks like the saber-toothed tiger just.
The saber-toothed tiger, or Nira, she has a stick given to her from the treant.
Ruth says, I'd still be drawing the dog.
So, anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for joining. I will make sure to post the finished colors. The next live stream will be Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Pacific. And I might do something more specific to a hero, maybe the Treant, or maybe to the co op, or some minions, or something like that. Um, anyways, guys, I will talk to you later.